Good, fine movie too, which you introduced me to, Greg. I got to give you full credit on that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You know, what do we have? All right, what do we have next on the list? What do we have next on the list there?
Keeping it going with me.
Yep.
This one's going to be a little bit personal, so I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to ask you guys your patience whilst I rant a little bit on this. But what was it? How did they say it? Baron Samedi from Live and Let Die.
Ah, all right. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
fuck that dude. Nothing against the actor. Can't remember his name, but yeah, fuck that dude. That was a movie with Yaphet Kotto.
Of course.
Yaphet Kotto doesn't play Baron Samedi. Just as a person of Caribbean descent, as an African American, yeah, fuck that. Absolutely no love for it whatsoever. What was funny was you could really get this feeling that it was the Western European representation from the perspective of people who like to go to the Caribbean on vacation. They got their hair braided, and they had some spicy meat, and it just fucked with their minds. And they saw this take on this Voodoo Guy, and thought it was absolutely brilliant. I fucking hated it. I absolutely hated it.
It's Jeffrey Holder, by the way.
Jeffrey Holder,
who
was a great actor.
And I always remembered him though, and it must have been local this big. If anyone gets to listen to this from outside the New England area, he was a local spokesman person for Stop and Shop, which was how I got to know him, which was a grocery store up here in the frozen Northeast, though we keep our power on. What the hell? So that's how I remembered, because he would do that. He'd do that, ha, 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 that laugh of his, and he would do, and he encouraged you to, I remember him encouraging you to try kiwi fruit. Bite it.
That was his thing. He had the cool laugh.
Yes.
Like that was more his gimmick than anything else. He'd kind of kick his back and do that deep throaty.
It's going to be a beautiful morning.
Yay. And that's fine. And I guess, yeah, you went on vacation, whatever. Fucking can't watch that shit. I've literally never watched that movie again after that. Like I could not sit that. There are a few movies that after I watched it, I can't make it through again, and not for a good reason.
I just love the fact that he's in 70s Harlem, right? Roger Moore,
right?
Like the sauciest of saucy British white guys.
Right? Like why?
And they use, like, there's a bit where he's walking and two guys got him at gunpoint, and he spots a piece of wood in a trash barrel, and he's going for it. The guy says, "Keep your hands up, honky." Oh, I mean, truly,
please stop trying to be inclusive. What do we have to do to get you to stop trying to be inclusive?
I don't even know if they were being inclusive. I think they were just trying to scare you, or just trying to be gangster-like, or whatever.
I have no idea. But that's my pick. Can we stop talking about it? Really?
RaShaun, you got anything to add to that?
No, I mean, Greg is 100% right. That's definitely how they came about the imagery of that movie is, I've been to the island before on vacation, and that's sort of how I remember it. And my daughter did get her hair braided, so it's all fit. That was literally everyone in the writing room.
It definitely, maybe not what it's interesting though that when I bring it around, we go back to my list here. Actually, I'll go to number 3, because since we got we ended up on Bond villains here. I'm going to Hugo Drax, who is from the movie Moonraker. Another piece of 70s trash from from the Bond villain thing, from its genre. Here's the thing about it. You are this billionaire, whatever, eccentric billionaire who wants to start the society of perfect people. Okay. And you're going to do it. And you've decided in the last movie, the ugliest billionaire around who wanted to start the society of secret people wanted to do it underneath the water. So you've decided that you'll keep the planet and you're going to attack the planet from space. And I realize it's the 70s and you only have so much, but a couple of things. One, your delivery system has to be made by hand-blown Venetian glass. What in the actual fuck, dude? I mean, I know you like the finer things in life. I understand you own your own chateau in Paris, just outside of Paris. But are you fucking kidding me?
It's that good.
It's that good. Glass, you're going to die. You're going to die before you get your evil plan off the ground, for Christ's sake. It's going to take several generations. Like, how, you can't go to machine blown glass. No. You got to go to hand blown Venetian glass in Venice, of course. And then just for the trope of having some dude in a kendo outfit, complete with a G-mon, swinging around to beat up our hero, right? Which, by the way, I've done some kendo. It hurts, but it's made of bamboo. It doesn't hurt that much.
It's like the Captain Kirk karate chop, man. It's about your technique.
It's clearly, but Roger Moore should have just taken that thing out of the way. Give me that goddamn thing. Like your kids when they're hitting you. Right? Like, give me that goddamn thing. But also, it then turns out that he has an entire trained army complete with lasers.
Oh, right. I forgot
that he just keeps on hand for whatever reason. And he's only going to unleash them in space, though. He's not actually going to use them in any part of his evil plan. He has to make sure to transport them from Earth to space, just so they can then have the laser fight with NASA, and whoever else bring you up there. Now, with all of that, you're seeking for the perfect race and all that, but somehow you let Jaws come along for the ride. I don't know, like you use him as the muscle, but you misuse him. He does, and then he is your Achilles heel. Whatever reason you piss this guy off, this hired gun, you decide to kill his little girlfriend or say that that they're not going to have a place or whatever, and manage to turn him against you. How the fuck do you do that? This is a guy who kills people by biting them and ripping their jugulars out because of your metal braces in the first time he's ever made his appearance. And somehow you turn this guy against you and then lose because of that, right? Because because without him turning on you, Bond's going to die on the space station and everyone's going to die on Earth, right? With your hand blown Venetian glass. So he just drove me crazy, just all around, right? Oh, also he kept his plans for the hand blown Venetian glass in a safe in his house, right? That was in a clock that all you had to do to get into it was open the clock face and turn the clock handles.
All right. So to be fair, when you go to Venice, they do make a big deal out of their Venetian glass.
Absolutely.
And I have had it. We picked some up because we were on vacation, and it is very nice. So I think this is another case of a Bond villain going someplace on vacation.
I guess so.
And falling in love with Venetian glass. Just like this clearly American black dude went to the Caribbean. Fell in love with the culture. Yeah, they need to. Bond villains just need to not go on vacation.
Clearly, I mean, but it's just so white people. It's like, excuse me, I ordered the hand blown Venetian glass for my evil plot to take over the world. Okay, does this look like hand blown Venetian glass to you, sir? All right, take a look at this. This is shit.
Thank you.
Speaking of those individuals, I will hop out and say that I did sort of do my homework while in class, and
Okay.
I'll just start with like the one literary reference I have for the 70s, that I've actually read would be Roots. But a lot of my picks are going to be a little bit more out there, and this is the reason why. To me, and this is going to sound a lot really fucked up to any Black person listening to me, but hear me out on this.
I'll let you know.
Right. Thank you. You have the power of slavery, and the best you can do is make someone a new name. That's it. Like, yeah, think about the manpower, right? Like, America barely got by with free labor for 100 years. How do we do that? How are we that inept that we're just like, all right, so we got free labor for hundreds of years, yet we're barely scraping by. So, like, way to just waste your evil. Way to just waste all your evil whatsoever. It's
I mean, you could say that. That's not the most fucked up thing I've heard, by the way. Just thought, lead with that.
All right.
You could say that, but I mean, you got to remember, it for especially European Americans at that time, and still today, but at that time, it was really a dick thing. Like it was really about. It was a dick thing, literally and figuratively.
It had to be because, like, at least the Germans like pushed science, like, as fucked up as they were. And I wish it never happened. I wish I would give back every technological advance we got from Nazi Germany. But it's absolutely fact that we got a lot of science because they just did not care about humanity.
Operation Paperclip. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So at least we got science from them. Like, all we got from fucking that time of the United States was fucking cotton.
Yeah, that was
way to waste the game. You made a deal with the devil, and the best you got was fucking cotton. Good call. Hey,
now,
and a 1 foot slave named Toby. Good call.
Kunta Kinte.
Reading Rainbow.
Hey. And he grew. He grew. Who did he grow into though? Who was the dad on Good Times, right? Whatever.
John Amos.
Yes, John. I think he grows into John Amos. He starts as LeVar Burton and grows into John Amos at the end of his life. Yeah. Well, I mean, but yeah, it is astounding, right? Of course, with all that and with all that you could have done, as you say, that's that you then. It becomes though it becomes the real life Bond villain, really, because in the South, the people who profited the most from that. Now, this is not a please know this is not a not all white people argument. It just happens to be the economics of it was not all slave owners were as rich as the richest slave owners, right?
True,
there was still a hierarchical order.
True, but the industry that they had around it was all in keeping slavery alive.
Absolutely.
Like, literally every industry from
Absolutely.
the Mason-Dixon down was centered around keeping that alive. So even the poor white man was still involved in keeping the industry of slavery around.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's hilarious how like Josh, like all three of us grew up in the Northeast. So we basically kind of all had the same social studies. Isn't it hilarious how we talk 300 years of slavery and the best invention they come up with from the United States was the cotton gin?
Oh, that's apparently, if you go over the history of slavery, that was really what it was all about. It was just
true, but it's like, guys, you had free labor.
Right.
Fucking push the mold. How about do a little bit more?
But the
do Bond a little more with your evil. That's all I'm saying.
The Bond villain-esque nature.
Yeah, you're dead on.
The highest rung of the slave ladder was that it was to reinforce them being on the top of the pyramid scheme. Including with other whites.
Yeah.
Including with other. Not like I say. Please know this is no excuse whatsoever. But even the idea that I've become very aware of recently from a historian I read each morning by the name of Heather Cox Richardson. She teaches here at a BC. And she talked about the desire from the Southern gentility to the idea of class, of birth, once again taking back from the European, from the European